Hey guys, it's David here, and it's currently day 301. It is so surprising that life is going so fast, don't you guys think? But the time is currently 5:27. It's a Monday, and I don't have work today. Therefore, I'm gonna use all my energy today to work on my goals, to work on my purpose, and that is going to be absolutely amazing, guys. But that being said, I got cleaned up, I'm showered, I'm fresh, I'm clean. Most importantly, I'm gonna go to the gym right now and hit an amazing chest session to win my day earlier so that when I come back, I feel like a winner already. Therefore, when I do the work, I will feel greater, I'll perform better because I know I have utilized my morning to the utmost and prioritized what is important to me and challenged the status quo. Therefore, I hope you guys are starting your week just as amazing, and I'll see you guys in a brief few hours. The time is currently 1:20, and I finished my first work block. Although I was really tempted to distract myself to just wander around and do something, I said to myself, look, if I want to reward myself, David, if you want to reward yourself, at least sit through the first work block. At least win your day by completing the most difficult task. If you want to reward yourself, do so after this. And with that said, I managed to complete my first work block. And would I reward myself now? Perhaps or perhaps not. I'll see how my day goes. But the most important thing is that if we don't allow ourselves to be so easily distracted and just get the first thing done, the most difficult thing in our day, then we will become much better than what we are yesterday. But a lot of the times we don't choose to even just do the first thing we have to do in our to-do list, in our priorities, and we are so quickly to be distracted. We are influenced to be distracted. But the thing is, guys, if you just focus on one key area of your life that you want to get better at and just spend a few hours, if not 1 hour a day, to just put some time into that, you're gonna see a drastic results over the years to come. And what I realized today when I have sat through my first work block is before I have thought that everything I have learned has just been for nothing. I feel incompetent because every single day I am met with a new challenge, a new obstacle that I have no idea how to overcome, or as I thought. And certainly throughout my day, it has seemed and it has been reinforced that I have been incompetent as I didn't solve my problem, as I didn't see the result I so deeply wanted to see. And because of this, I feel like all the learning, all the self improvement, all the time and effort invested into this craft has all been for nothing. Has all been for nothing because I haven't seen the result that I so destined wanted to see. But what today's work blog has revelated to me is that all my effort and time and investment to my pursuit of my vision has all been for nothing. Why do I say that? Because I am convinced that all our effort and time that we put into something is being stored away. Is being stored away so that when we come in contact with a similar problem or perhaps a new problem, we can go back to this stored place and grab what we have learned and what we have overcome our life experiences and to face and to overcome this new challenge more efficiently and more productive. However, sometimes the new challenges we are faced with in life are that of more difficulty, are that of something new. Therefore, when we don't know how to solve this new challenge, we feel like everything that we have worked up to this point was all for nothing. Because why? Well, we can't solve this issue. And most importantly, we are focusing on results. You are focused solely more on solving this problem to deliver you something rather than focusing on how you can solve this issue better than last time, or focusing on perhaps how you can solve this issue with everything that you have learned
thus far in life. But without doing so, you will never feel like you have accomplished anything in life, because sometimes, guys, and the truth may be told, that the challenges we are faced with every single day is going to be harder as we improve more in life. Yes, things may get easier, but the challenges and difficulties will become harder. Why? Because the journey to greatness gets difficulty. The journey to greatness becomes harder, right? Knowing what to do at the start simply won't be enough to carry you all the way to the end of greatness. You have to constantly improve yourself. But if you discredit yourself constantly by feeling that you haven't achieved anything because you can't overcome today's problem, that is going to discourage you, and that is going to make you petulant of seeing and staying consistent to see some tremendous growth. And why do I say that today I feel absolutely competent and I have full trust in all the progress I've made? Is because as I was solving my problems here, I managed to execute this so swiftly, so effortlessly, and so almost as if it was like second nature to me. And for the past few weeks, I have been in this space of uncertainty, of doubt, of worry of how to solve my problems. When in reality, if you just look back and use these things you have learned already to attack your new problem, then it becomes more easy. Well, perhaps may not be easy, but you'll get more done by trying than to sit in this worry and doubt that you don't know how to overcome it. Because all our problems have similarities. And yes, not all problems are the same, but if you look and link these similarities back to what you have overcome before, then you'll open up new possibilities and more opportunities for you to solve this issue. And that, in essence, is perhaps problem solving. But by doing so, I have realized that all my work and effort put into coding was all for nothing, because today I managed to write some code more easily and just more effortlessly than I normally would, simply because I went back into this place of stored memory and grabbed the things that I thought would overcome this issue and use them and apply them to overcome this problem. And this made me leap more further into my journey of growth and improvement, rather than attacking this new problem as something I never overcome, something I don't know how to overcome, therefore seeking the answer when the answer really is within us if we just look deep within us. That being said, I'm gonna go downstairs and have some food, but the rest of the afternoon, I do want to get some reading done before I head into my second work block. So, that being said, guys, today has been great so far because I have realized that all my progress is just being stored. It is not going to waste, and I am not an incompetent person, but certainly our mind can be trained if we just spend some time, repetition, and practice at doing so. I'll see you guys in a bit. So guys, it is around 6:52 and this is another day about to finish. Now, after my first work block, I went ahead and rewarded myself to treat myself to a movie. Now, I know how last week I said I am in the pursuit to look for another reward system to reward myself, as I don't believe watching a movie is in line with my identity and how I see myself as. Meaning that perhaps there's another reward that can align with my identity and with something that I believe in, right? And to find what I value and to link that to a reward that I can treat myself is something I am still searching for. And I have to admit that that is something I am also lacking in. I am not giving myself enough time to sit there and think of a reward. Now, I know I do use Sundays for self reflection, but every time I just kind of let that fly over my head, which perhaps isn't ideal, as to that I am not really satisfied with how I am rewarding myself. Not really content with how I am rewarding myself, because I know that by watching a movie, yes, I am distracting myself in the moment, but is that going to be a long term sustainable reward system that is going to align with my beliefs? Maybe, maybe not. So I'm still in search of that, but this afternoon I did use some time to treat myself to a reward after my first work block. That is simply because I was kind of craving for one. But yeah, I kind of just let my cravings. But that being said, I did spend this afternoon to reward myself and treat myself. But by doing so, I was constantly distracted by my mother. And quite frankly, I'm not sure if it was really that relaxing because I didn't really have that much time to myself as I was constantly distracted. But it is what it is, guys. I cannot just sit here and say, oh, you know what? My reward is distracted, or that my peace and quiet is distracted. Therefore, I need to spend some more time to reward myself. No, although I was thinking about that, but that is how laziness happens. That is how complacency happens. Yes, you may treat yourself to a nice reward, to a nice holiday, but if somebody distracts you, if some uncontrollable, unforeseen thing happens, you can't just say, screw it, my holiday is ruined, so let's just have another holiday. If you have the freedom, by all means, but if you don't have the freedom to do that, then perhaps you can't do that. Yes, it will suck. Yes, once a week, your reward day and you got distracted is going to suck. It's going to absolutely bother you, but it is only going to bother you as much as you see it is. So just let it go. All right. What has happened has happened. I cannot stress this enough. A lot of the times I used to make things worse as it is by viewing it in a negative lens. But the moment I start to realize that I just have to let the things that I cannot control go. So if it means my reward is distracted, if it means my peace and quiet is rubbed away from me for a few moments, then so be it. Because I wasn't the one who wanted to allow my peace and quiet to be distracted, or that I wasn't the one who wanted to be disturbed when I was relaxed or when I was in this peace and quiet in solitude, but rather somebody else or something has distracted me. And that is something I cannot control. And if we always focus on the things that we cannot control, then we are only going to make ourselves crazy. Like, honestly, we are only going to make ourselves insane by focusing on other people, by focusing on other things, rather than just listening to ourselves, rather than just doing what we can do. And that's the problem, guys. That really is the problem I see so much in life, is that a lot of people care so much about how other people are to them, or how they want to almost like control everyone or everything. And if things doesn't turn out the way they want it to be, then they get angry. Then they lose control. They start losing control. Like, they start going crazy. That honestly is what I see, guys. And we have to understand that we cannot just hope to control others without first controlling ourselves. And the funny thing is, those people who wish everyone else falls in line, they themselves are the ones who don't have their shit together. And this cannot be further from the truth, guys. Like, the people who hope other people are not bothering them, or they hope that other people have their shit together, they themselves are the ones who are unconfident, who have no life, who has no priorities. They just because their own life is already a mess, they want to try and make somebody else's life better, right? Because their own life has already somewhat failed, they want other people to succeed almost. And that is the sad truth, and I wish that upon nobody. I honestly hope that those people and whoever is out there that doesn't look internally for their own faults, you should start doing that. Because this person right here, like the person you see in the mirror, that is the only person you have control over, right? That is the only thing you have control over. And if you can't even control this person you're looking yourself at in the mirror, then you cannot influence anyone. Then you cannot help anyone, because nobody wants to be helped by a hypocrite. Nobody wants to be helped by someone who doesn't even have their own life in order. And yes, this is the hard truth, but a lot of the times we are so quick to advise others on how to live life. We are so quick to judge others how they live life, when we don't even want to take the time to understand what is going on in their life and why it is that they are acting like they are. But rather, we just want people to be like how we want them to be, that we just hope everybody listens to us. So fall in line or something like that, some crazy control freak stuff, right? And I know I am saying this, and perhaps I have no right to say this, but I am saying this in a point of view that I have done this before and I am learning from it. And by doing so, I no longer care too much about how others are around my life. Rather, I focus more internally. And I can say this to you guys, not because I want to control you guys, but simply I am saying from my point of view, and for the things and for the great things I have seen happen, is that once you start controlling your own thoughts, your own actions, and worry less about how everyone else is doing, not only does your life elevate, but you start seeing the people you were trying to control get better. You start seeing the people you would have wanted them to change for, for forcing them, for probing them, for trying to persuade them. All of a sudden, once you stop worrying about how their life is going and you worry about your life, somehow magically they change. And no joke, guys, I have seen this happen countless times and times again in my own life. So I am convinced with 100% conviction that it is true that if you keep your own doorstep clean, your neighbors will somewhat be embarrassed and start perhaps keeping their own doorstep clean. But if your doorstep is full of trash, rubbish, then you cannot tell anything to your neighbor. You cannot tell them that they're dirty or they're unkept when you yourself are holding a bad representation of what you believe in. And that is honestly so true, guys. It is so true. And yeah, but that is pretty much all I gotta say for now. And because I use some time to watch a movie, and because I use that time to also eat food, now I have more time, well, a few hours to do some more work. And yes, I'm going to do some more work because, quite frankly, now I have nothing else to do. I'm not going to go squander my time to watch another movie because that kind of defeats the purpose, right? Because why would I reward myself? So now I'm going to go start my third project and just start planning it, start making it, and most importantly, just get something on the piece of paper because I have I've been eager to start this since last week, but obviously I allowed one priority to triumph over the other. So I have to do it this week, but most importantly, I have to delegate my time more effectively so that I can do a little bit of everything every single day. And that it is going to be enough for me to master my skills. That being said, I hope you guys had an amazing day, and I do hope you guys had learned something from this. But if not, like always, I'll be here for you guys tomorrow. But until then, good night.